Hey, good morning, everyone. So, whoa, it's Monday, it's January 6th, and I got some steam coming out. I let's face it, no matter how good of content I put out, unless I put a catchy headline, you're not actually going to click on the volume and listen. So what it should feel like your first time, maybe it gets a little giggle out of you, but hopefully it gets you to turn up the volume and listen. So we have so many people starting their day one, their first day of dieting. We have them, jumping into a new program, thinking that today is going to be the end all be all and like the savior of how they're going to lose weight and finally get in shape. Well, for most of those people, they're wrong. So just stats alone, 50% of people are going to fall off after like their first 3 days. So let's just face it. That's the sucky, I guess, harsh reality of the whole thing is that no matter how good of a program you put together, no matter, what environment you create, what you put out there, like people are going to quit. So your first 72 hours, like half the people gone. And that's like in any gym, that's in any program. I think that was even like Orange Theory released like their annual statistics. And it was something like if they could get their clients to make it through the first week, then they got them to stay like 7 months. And it's so true. It's the same with LiveFit. If we can get them to make it past the first day, then we're like almost 90% sure to get them past the second week. And if we get them past the second week, then we're like 90 something percent of getting them past the fourth month. So it's amazing how important that first 24 to 48 hours are, how important that first 2 weeks are, and then obviously how important the long stretch of it all is. Because even if you lose weight in the next 30 days or 42 days, it doesn't matter if you don't keep it off, and come March, you're like, what's my next program and what's the next diet I'm going to do? I haven't done my job and you obviously haven't done your job if that comes down to that. So what we need to do is we need to get our heads around like what it's going to feel like, what it's going to be like, and what day one is like. And so today you're going to be faced with all of the same decisions that you're normally faced with on a daily basis. You're going to go to the same job most likely you've always gone to. You're going to have the same schedule. You probably have the same spouse. You definitely have the same kids. All those things are the same. So today you're going to be faced with circumstances where you've just made reactionary decisions before. And so like you get to a hungry point during the day, you go and you reach for what your comfort snack has always been. And when you get out of work today, instead of heading to the gym, you actually just start to beeline straight to home because that's like your natural thought process. So what we're going to talk about today is like we have lived our lives on autopilot, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's because of structure and routine and structure and routine and structure and routine. So the more that you want to change something in the long run, you have to change your structure and your routine. So if you think about the way a sports team plays this, they've practiced their 2-minute drive over and over again. They've practiced fourth down plays. They've practiced what it is if this player is out and they have to have a backup player. Well, you need to start doing the same thing in your head. So you need to start strategizing or practicing scenarios that are going to get you stuck. So if you know every single day between 2 and 4 o'clock, like you are in that stuck position, you're hungry, you're tired, you're irritable, you're grouchy, you feel like you want to take a nap, but you still have 3 hours of work left, like what are you going to do? So if you're in the 6-week shred, I would look over at that breakfast list and I would see if there's any of those smoothies that you can take out, see if there's any of those snacks, that's something that maybe you can eat in the mid-afternoon that you can take out, or you got to have your oh shit kit ready. And for anybody who's followed me for years, I always say it's a very simple thing. Keep non-perishable foods in your car. So like beef jerky, a packet of nuts, some sort of granola bar. 1 bars are going to melt in heat, but if you do a Quest bar, they don't melt. And if anything, when they're in your car and they warm up a little bit, they taste a little better. Certain fruits are going to last a lot longer, like apples. So you need to have your preparation kit for those times that you're going to mess up on. So how's it going to feel on day one? Day one's going to feel like you are constantly thinking. Day one is going to be constantly trying to think your way out of your old habits, okay? So how's it going to feel? It's going to feel like you're constantly making sacrifices today. It shouldn't, but you're going to, and that's just the bottom line of it. So, whenever you're creating new change, there's going to be that top of mind that has to figure it out. So at the end of the day today, at the end of the day tomorrow, and at the end of the day Wednesday, you might feel a little more stressed. You're going to feel sore, obviously, if you started working out and this is new to you, but you're going to feel like you've used your brain a lot because again, we're on autopilot for so much of our lives that we don't even realize that making even just a small change at breakfast, a small change for a snack, going to the gym after work today, all those things are going to mess you up unless you have a plan and a strategy for them. So here's my advice to you. Number one, embrace the suck. Anytime you're doing something new, it's going to be tough. You were shitty at walking the first time you tried. You probably couldn't even crawl. You probably couldn't even roll over. All right? You made it through that and you kept going. So we got to get past that. Day one is going to suck. Like riding a bike, you probably skinned your knees, but you had to keep going. So you might mess up in the first day or two, but you got to keep pushing. So that's number two. Expect mistakes. So expect mistakes because they're going to happen. Like, we're human. We had the plan and our idea that we were going to finish some cookies last night and they were going to be gone and out of the house. There's still 4. I could have thrown them away, but no, I'm not. Today I'm actually going to try and fit them in. I'm going to have a little bit less carbs at lunch because I want my oatmeal chocolate chip cookie, and I'll probably do the same thing this mid-afternoon before going to work out. So know that there's going to be mistakes, but then figure out, what's my strategy? What's my situation? How can I make the best of it? Okay? So if you still have some crappy foods left in your house, put them before your activity. Put them before you know you're going to be busy. But don't put them tonight when you're sitting in bed watching TV and be like, yeah, I started this new diet today, and you're eating garbage. Okay? So if you got to get rid of some of those last foods, get them out of the house, but put them at the right times. Okay? So preparation, it's going to suck. Number 2, mistakes are going to happen. Number 3, you just gotta keep going. Okay, so unless you know that your maker is calling you and today's your last day on earth, well, then enjoy yourself and do whatever the heck you want. But for everybody else, you have 2 choices. You can either, 3 choices. You can either keep doing what's gotten you to this point, and all it's going to do is obviously keep gaining weight because your hormones are changing, your metabolism's changing year by year. The second thing is to go all in on some sort of crash diet. You'll have amazing results for the next 4 to 6 weeks. You're going to be layered up, so you're not going to see any of the results anyway, but then you're going to fall off by end of February, beginning of March, as layers start stripping off and you actually need to show your hard work. The third option is do it just like we teach in the 6-week shred. Make a few better choices today than you made yesterday. Make a few better choices tomorrow than you made today. And you just keep doing that. And that's it. You just can't quit. And everybody wants to see some magical formula, and it's so funny. As I start talking about the most practical things of what you really need to do, I can see the viewers drop. If I say, ooh, we got something big coming, the eyes start coming up. But I'm watching you guys right now. As soon as I say don't quit and you have to keep going, people turn off. And that's the basic facts of it, and that's why we're going to have a business still for years to come, even though I give you my best stuff every day. So here's the whole thing, is you have to be prepared, you have to know it's coming, and you have to know that it's going to suck. Number 2, you have to just know that you're not going to be good at something the first time, and you got to keep on trying. And number 3 is you just got to keep on going, all right? It's not going to feel good the first time you work out. It's not going to feel good the first time you have that broccoli. Lots of things didn't feel good maybe your first time. I guess I started this with how it's going to feel your first day. But lots of things might not have felt good your first time, but you kept doing them. So it's the same thing today. The food might not be the favorite that you've had, but you're going to learn how to make those foods taste better, how to season them better, how to do all the different things to make it fit your lifestyle. Same thing, the exercise might not feel great today, but you know what? Neither does being out of breath tying your shoe, or not wanting to walk across the parking lot because you're too out of shape, or you can't walk up steps because your belly, it doesn't let you get up and walk and move. So how you're living now, chances are it doesn't feel good anyway. So you have to pick your hard. So that's our 4th one, is pick your hard. Pick your difficulty. Pick the thing that is going to make you have stress in your life. It can either be good stress of trying to improve yourself, or it can be bad stress of your body's just slowly dying and finding its way to the grave. So if that's a harsh dose of reality for Monday, good. It's what you all needed to see. It's what you all needed to hear. So hope you have a great Monday. How it's supposed to feel, how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to be on your first time, it's not going to be easy, but you got to keep on pushing, and my face will be right here for you to help you every step of the way. You just got to ask for help. So guys, make it a great Monday, January 6th. Let's do this. Let's crush it. It's new beginnings for you. See ya.